nature's dangerous decline. Species extinction rates are accelerating. This report finds that of the 8 million estimated number of animal and plant species on Earth, around 1 million animal and plant species are now threatened with extinction, many within decades. That number is astounding. Humans are eliminating so many species in such a short span of time. According to the Worldwide Fund for Nature, the rapid loss of species is estimated to be between 1,000 and 10,000 times higher than the natural extinction rate. Not a great sign for other life forms cohabiting the planet with us, right? Well, this news doesn't surprise me. If we look at the rate of deforestation occurring in the world, there won't be space for other species to thrive. This kind of imbalance can threaten even human survival in the long run. The extinction of species or loss of biodiversity only makes headlines when big and majestic animals like the tigers and the elephants are involved. The tiger population in India has been declining since the late 19th century because of extensive poaching. Prior to the 19th century, there were close to 100,000 tigers in the Indian subcontinent. By 1971, the number had drastically dropped to a mere 1,800. How do we stop the rapid extinction of animals? Is there a long-term solution? Yes, of course. We need to protect their homes. We should keep forests and other natural vegetations intact. If we study, understand and protect natural vegetation, we can easily prevent the rapid extinction of animals. Then, let's get started with the first step in this process: understanding our natural vegetation. What is natural vegetation? Does it include all the greenery that you find on Earth? Does the kitchen garden in your house count? No. Natural vegetation refers to the plant community that has been growing without any human aid and interference. It is also known as virgin vegetation. Forests, grasslands, and desert vegetation fall under natural vegetation. On the other hand, the crops, plantations, and orchards that we grow don't count as natural vegetation. The species of plants that are native to a place are called endemic or indigenous species. For example, red sandalwood is a tree that is endemic to the eastern Ghats of South India. And the species that are not native to a place are known as exotic species. These species might have been brought over from outside by man, either accidentally or on purpose. The one-leaf senna or Cassia uniflora is an exotic species found in India that is native to tropical South America. All this vegetation is called flora, and the wildlife it houses is called fauna. So, now that we know what exactly qualifies as natural vegetation, let's learn about natural vegetation found in India. India has a wide variety of flora. In fact, India is one of the 12 mega-diverse countries of the world. A mega-diverse country is a country that has a huge number of species and a high number of endemic species. From the pines and the firs in the north to the rosewood trees in the south, from the acacias in the west to the sundaris in the east, you can find it all. Our country houses around 49,000 plant species. It is the eighth most biodiverse country in the world. There are about 18,500 flowering plants in India, and this accounts for 6% of the world's flowering plants. West Indian jasmine, Neelakurinji, and plumeria are some of the flowering plants found in India. We also have many non-flowering plants, such as ferns, algae, and fungi. In addition to this, India is home to nearly 90,000 species of animals, as well as a rich variety of fish in its fresh and marine waters. All this accounts for 7 to 8% of all recorded species in only about 2.4% of the world's land area. Are you wondering why? Well, we have a wide variety of plant and animal species. Surely there must be a reason for diversity in wildlife and vegetation. We'll explore. The country's diverse physical features and climatic conditions are responsible for the variety of ecosystems. We have forest, wetland, grassland, desert, coastal, and marine ecosystems. They harbor and sustain a variety of animals and vegetation. Let's explore different factors that influence the natural vegetation in a place. The relief and climate of a place. Now, relief refers to the terrain of a particular region. India has snow-capped mountains, plateaus, plains, and deserts. So, the vegetation found in each of these places is different. These undulating and rough terrains are home to the grasslands and woodlands. They also house a wide variety of wildlife like tigers, deer, elephants, and lions. These hot and dry sandy stretches are home to vegetation that has adapted itself to withstand the high temperatures. Similarly, different regions are home to different types of vegetation adapted to the conditions of the region. In addition to relief, the type of soil found in these places also affects the kind of vegetation found. Different soil types found in different places support different types of vegetation. The sandy soil of the Great Indian Desert is suitable for cacti and thorny bushes. The swampy, deltaic soils in the Sundarbans support mangroves and deltaic vegetation. The mountain soil on hill slopes have some depth, which supports the growth of coniferous trees like pine, fir, and birches. All in all, the kind of land and the soil found in a place are a few of the elements that determine the kind of flora found. But wait, there is yet another factor that plays a key role here. Let's find out more about it. The climate of a place influences the kind of clothes we wear and the kind of houses we live in. In the same way, it also dictates the character and extent of vegetation found in a place. Climatic conditions of a place are majorly influenced by photoperiod, the temperature, humidity of a place, and precipitation. Photoperiod is the duration of time during the day when an organism receives sunlight. We all know that sunlight is essential for the growth of plants. So, in places that receive sunlight for a longer duration, trees grow faster. In places that receive sunlight for a lesser duration of time, we often see stunted plant growth. Areas with high temperatures and high rainfall have dense vegetation, whereas areas with low temperatures and low rainfall have sparse desert-type vegetation. In tropical regions, temperatures are above 24 degrees Celsius. Alpine regions have a temperature below 7 degrees. Subtropical and temperate regions have temperatures between 7 and 24 degrees Celsius. Humidity is another factor that plays a role in deciding the type of natural vegetation seen in a place. Why? Well, that's because humidity affects leaf growth, photosynthesis, and pollination process of a plant. Finally, the amount of precipitation of a place that can be in the form of rainfall, snowfall, sleet, or hail. The areas that receive high rainfall have denser vegetation as compared to the areas that receive little to no rainfall. In India, most of the rainfall is caused due to the southwest monsoon winds between the months of June and September, and the retreating northeast monsoon winds. All this rainfall determines the distribution of vegetation in the country. The western slopes of the Western Ghats are covered in thick forests, but the forest cover on the eastern side of the Western Ghats is thinner. Why is that? When the southwest monsoon winds encounter the Western Ghats, they shed most of their moisture before moving forward. By the time they reach the eastern side, these winds have lost most of their moisture. Because of this, the eastern slopes receive less rainfall compared to the western slopes of the Western Ghats. And that's why the vegetation is lush on the western slopes. You need to understand that all these factors are interrelated. They work together to determine the vegetation of a place. Let me give you an example about this. The southern slopes of the Himalayas are covered in thick vegetation as compared to the northern slopes. Now, why is that? The southern Himalayan slopes receive a longer duration of sunlight as compared to the northern slopes. This means higher temperatures. These high temperatures attract the southwest monsoon winds towards the land. These winds result in rainfall in the southern slopes. This creates the right conditions for growth of dense vegetation. It isn't just the Himalayas. The vegetation found across India is determined by all these factors together. Based on these factors, the natural vegetation in India is classified into 5 major types: tropical evergreen forests, tropical deciduous forests, tropical thorn forests, scrubs, montane forests, and mangrove forests.